Hi. Today is Tuesday, August 29th,
Day 4.
2023. And we were at the top of the glacier yesterday.
Yes.
Not the glacier, the mountain.
Mount Roberts.
My
Top of
brain
Mount
is
Roberts.
top of Mount Roberts. We hiked all the way back down. We made it back down. That's success. 9.2 miles round trip. But the elevation was 3,300 feet uphill, so 4 miles straight up and then back down. But we made it.
We did.
It was rather spectacular, and I would highly recommend it, and I'm glad we did it. And my legs are a little tender today.
Good. Because my legs fell off. Mine did.
We had a so-so lunch yesterday, late lunch, big late lunch. Not as good as Deckhand Dave's fish tacos. And then we came back to camp and we just kind of chilled and vegged.
Yeah, we had a fire and some wine, and then we went to bed early because what did we do this morning?
Well, I made our own air and sea tour, which meant we were taking a chartered plane at 6 a.m. to Gustavus Island, which is a 25-minute flight away, which meant that we had to check in at 5, which meant that we needed to leave here at like 4:20, which meant we got up at 4:10. So that was really early. We got to the airport, checked in for our flight. Turns out you don't need to be there an hour early. There's actually nobody there at that time of day. Flight went out on time.
It was
amazing flight there.
It was an 8-person plane. So I think that's the smallest either of us have been in, right?
Yeah. It was pretty spectacular. Sunrise was amazing this morning. There was just a little bit of fog. Like yesterday morning was really foggy and flights were either delayed or canceled. So super fortunate that it was a clear morning. And they've been saying that weather was going to move in today. So I thought, oh boy, it's going to hit us. But we made it there and we landed. And I had booked a taxi because there's no Uber or anything on the island. There's only...
We didn't tell them where we were landing.
Yeah, I said Gustavus.
Okay.
There's no Uber or anything on the island. So I had prearranged a taxi to pick us up when our flight landed. And this is all via email like 6 months ago. So I'm counting that this person's going to be there and pick us up. And he was. So that's good.
What was his name?
John. And then so far so good. We got the flight. Flight actually went out on time. Check. Taxi was there and picked us up. Check. The next hurdle to reach was we had to check in for this day cruise by like 7 a.m. And our flight landed at 6:40. So if any of them had a hiccup, we would have been screwed on getting on this boat. So we take the taxi to Glacier Bay National Park, where we board a day cruise, think of like a catamaran. It really reminded me of our flashbacks of Dry Tortugas.
Kind of like a ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it held at capacity like maybe 120.
There was 3 stories.
And we probably had 40 people on it. So that was amazing. We made it there plenty of time, got aboard, a little bit of sun out, a little chilly in the air. Immediately, orca whales.
Yeah.
Pods of orca whales. Amazing.
Yeah, within like 20 minutes of the cruise, there were orcas on. There were 2 separate pods of 3, right? I think there were 6.
No, there were 4.
4.
And actually that was after the sea lions and sea otters and puffin birds. And then after the whales, then we saw brown bears up on the shore. Then we saw mountain goats. Then we saw all the glaciers in Glacier Bay. Not all the glaciers, but a lot of the glaciers in Glacier Bay. We had lunch on there. There were little peaks of sun, and then it would kind of get cloudy. And we were headed towards the finish, and like almost at the finish, Jared spots the orca whales again. So this time they were a lot closer and they were jumping a lot higher out of the water. And it had started to drizzle, and everything was just perfect. Taxi was there, picked us up, took us back to the airport to get back on the 8-person plane to bring us back to Juneau to come back to our campsite 12 hours later. So in 12 hours, we did a lot.
Yeah, we did.
I'm already, I think I'm starting to get jet lagged, and I'm windburned from yesterday. Now my legs are sore. And I was like, I don't even want to go out to dinner. I just want to go back to the campsite. Partially because we have a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow.
She's a killer with these schedules. There is no
So,
downtime.
We got to
You
get,
think that you're going to get downtime?
so we got
Not
to,
on a Melissa
so
trip.
we got to get up early and pack up camp. We just packed up all of our belongings, repacked them, because this will be a commercial flight from Juneau back to it's our first time in Anchorage. It'll be a commercial flight at 7 a.m. But like, what an incredible day. Our narrator on the tour, Ranger Rachel, she was fantastic. It was her last day in service at Glacier Bay, and she started crying when she said goodbye, and like, this was an amazing last tour to go on.
She was younger than us, too.
Yeah, she was like, this was amazing wildlife.
Yeah.
But 8 hours on the boat, family with 3 children under the age of 3,
Yeah.
twin toddlers, and between them, a kid was screaming and crying almost the entire day, nonstop. Like, it was relentless. That was pretty brutal.
And like, we couldn't get away from them. No matter what level we were on, there was always a kid screaming. So it wasn't that fun.
That was pretty terrible.
Their
But
parents were good, but man, I couldn't do it. Could not do that.
Juneau's been incredible. Juneau was great. This was probably, if we were here another day, I don't know what we would do. I'm sure I could come up with something, but I feel like I'm super happy. We had a glacier hike, we had a mountain hike, and we had
An air tour.
a
Sea tour, an air tour.
a sea tour and an air tour into wildlife. So I don't know what else we could have done. This was a pretty good way to see Juneau. Now, fingers crossed, it does not rain on us, and we have to pack up a wet tent and fly it tomorrow and
It's gonna rain now.
set it up wet.
You just jinxed it. It's gonna
No,
rain.
it would have rained anyways, but so we'll let you know how tomorrow goes.
Where are we tomorrow?
Seward,
How long are we there?
a while.
Great. We're setting up camp there?
Yes,
Okay.
too many questions already.
We're gonna have a lot more. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys later.